guys! So for this week's video, I would like to share what I have learned about stop motion so far and give a little behind the scenes on some of my past videos. I will mainly be focusing on my last video, which was called The Battle for New Hope, but I will also give some insight that I used for some of my past videos. And so please enjoy watching, and if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments. And if you have any ideas for new stop motion videos, please also comment, because I would love to read and respond to your guys' ideas, and if they end up becoming a video, I'll make sure to give you a huge shout out. Alright, so for step 1 of your stop motion process, I would highly recommend getting a stop motion app. While you can make a stop motion by just taking a sequence of pictures and putting them into a video editor, I would highly recommend getting a stop motion app because it makes your life a whole lot easier, has a lot of nice settings like being able to see a ghost of your past picture to help you line it up how you want it, and you can also control things like lighting and focus, and it keeps all of your pictures together, and you can have multiple projects, and in the end it literally does a lot of the editing for you. Personally, I use an app called LifeLapse. Would highly recommend it. I just downloaded it from the App Store, so you can get it on your phone or iPad. Now, for step 2 of your video, you want to create a very detailed plan of your stop motion, because when you're making it, it's just going to be a lot of little pictures, one after the other, so you want to have it all planned out so it isn't you just wanting to skip to the end of the story. You want to have each step carefully planned out so that you just have a road to follow through all the pictures. I personally did some maps and some thought bubbles, and then I sketched out what I wanted for each one, and you also want to go ahead and take this time to problem solve how you might want to set up your stop motion, because if you want it to just be an overhead shot looking down, or if you want to create more of a space and have it like standing up looking at it, you want to have those all planned out, because it can get really annoying trying to problem solve that while taking the pictures, because once you start the process of taking pictures, it's just it just takes a lot of stress off to have it all planned out so you can just do it. Alright, now step 3 of this process is very important. It can be tempting to kind of skip to the more fun part of taking all the pictures and moving everything around, but you do not want to skip this step, because this step is setting up a controlled space. Because unless your intention is to do it all at once, like I have done in a couple past videos, my last video, The Battle for New Hope, I did do all in one day because I wanted the light beams and I just wanted everything to just show the passing of time. But for my other videos, I did over a series of multiple days, and to do that, you have to set up a controlled space, because the viewer can see the light changing, and you don't want your viewer to know how much time has actually passed versus how much time it looks like it's passed in the video. So I would highly recommend having some sort of stand or tripod for your camera, because just trying to hold it up and line up each picture is just an absolute headache. I had to do it before I got a tripod, and it just looks better quality if you have it at least standing on something, like something stable, so you don't have to hold up your phone and get it perfect each time. And so I would have the lighting control, have it on tripod, and just have it set aside, because it's very hard if something has gotten moved and you have to set back up again. So you just want to create a space where your stop motion can just sit there without being disturbed. Now that you have all the pictures taken, it's time for the final step. Step 4, editing. Now, for this step, one reason that I love using LifeLapse is that they have a lot of editing features right on the app, so you can do those edits before you even finish the video. So you can apply music, which if you have just finished it and you just want it as is, I would highly recommend putting music on. But if you're planning to add other videos and other shots and just put it all into one video, I would recommend not putting music on, because then you can later just put music over the whole video, and so it's easier just to kind of leave it muted. But you can also adjust it, like the contrast and lighting. There's a lot of adjustments you can make, so you can play around with that. You can also adjust the speed of the video if you think your stop motion is going too fast or too slow. It's very easy, so you don't have to go back and do it all over again and add more videos or add more pictures and take away pictures. It's a very useful feature. It's one of the main reasons I love this app, that you can adjust the speed of the video. And you can also adjust the size. They even have a square size, so if you're putting it on Instagram or Snapchat, they have a square size so that it fits perfectly. And then it also has a very useful feature called Boomerang, where you can apply this to your video, especially if you think it's too short, because it will literally play your video forwards and then loop it and play it backwards. So especially if you're creating some sort of title sequence, so you have all these like letters come onto the screen, instead of having to go through the pain of like making them all go back off, you can just do that through the Boomerang. So you just click it and it automatically applies it. So useful. Highly recommend if you think it's right for that video. And then they have a wide range of filters that you can also put on it. And when you're done, you just export it, and it's all done. It's beautiful. Alright guys, so before I sign off on this video, I wanted to leave you with this one last hint. And that's to remember the beauty and magic of stop motion. There's so much you can get away with that you can't get away with on video without a huge amount of editing. So with stop motion, it's all about fooling the viewer, because they don't see what goes on behind the scenes of those stop motion videos. So here's a picture of the behind the scenes on my last stop motion video, and as you can see, I literally picked all these different daffodils, each one at a different like stage in growth, and I drew on each one of them, so throughout the video it just looks like the flower is growing, whereas now you can see what really happened. That was me faking out the viewer and just giving the illusion of a flower growing. I did the same thing on my first stop motion video ever, called M&M Madness, where at the end, if you watch, the M&M man blows a bubblegum bubble. Now, a lot of people asked me how I did this, and if they had seen the behind the scenes, they would have laughed, because I sadly do not have a picture of it, but I was in my living room, and I literally had 25 pink balloons, each one blown up to a different size, so I could easily swap them out. a lot of people thought I had somehow just blown the bubble up while it was filming or something, and I was like, don't you wish I had that magical power? So there's a lot you can get away with. Push the boundaries. No one sees what goes on behind the scenes, so just have fun fooling the viewer. All right, that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, please comment. If you found something funny, you can joke about it. I'll joke back because this is my first time doing an on-face video on YouTube, so please like and comment. Please subscribe. Like the subscribers. So please subscribe. And if you have any ideas that you would love to see for one of my next stop motions, please tell me. I am gonna try some more painting and drawing stop motions because they take longer, but it gives a whole new aspect and look. I just love it. So please have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week. Bye.